Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to look inside a box of Zvezda's Boeing 737-800. Hey guys, welcome back. So, as you can see, we've got Zvezda's beautiful 737-800 here. It's in 1:144 scale, which is a standard for kind of modeling and civil aviation. So this isn't a brand new kit by any means, but I just want to share it and go back to my roots and do a little bit of civil aviation on the channel, where we kind of all started back years ago. So this size, narrow bodies like the 737s, A320s, actually a really nice size for displaying. They're not huge. You can do a base or a little diorama. When you get to like the A350s and the 777s and stuff, they get massive, like in terms of wingspan and length and stuff. They're really kind of tough to not only display but also kind of paint and that kind of thing. So these little guys are actually a really nice size to work on. So Zvezda is really kind of, for me, is the Tamiya of civil aviation, like airliners. So if you want an airliner, Zvezda by far are the best, in my opinion. You get another big player is Revell of Germany. They make some nice subjects too, but the plastic, typical Revell, might be a little flashy. It's nowhere near the quality of what you get at Zvezda. So these kits aren't very expensive either. I think this is probably about $25 for the 737-800. It does come with the this is the markings it comes on the airline, but if you go on do a quick search on the internet, you can find pretty much any aftermarket decals you want for any airlines. You want to make it on a United or whatever airline you want, you can make it pretty much. So again, 737-800, the best does a 737-800 Max, 737-8 Max, and they also do a 737-700, which came out about a year ago. So that's in this lineup of family. That's what they kind of produce. Plus, like I mentioned, they do all the other stuff too. So you've got the bigger, like the 777s or the 787s, that kind of stuff. Actually, I'm going to show you on the box. So back of the box here kind of shows you the model itself. Officially licensed by Boeing, and it's number 7019. This one doesn't open up. I know the Airbus A320 has a front door open and a little bit of a cabin kind of detail and stuff too. Okay, so let me open this guy up. Really nice boxes too, these guys. Here we go, now open up the box. So you've got a box inside a box. So you've got like a sleeve in colour. You know, let me just do this on camera. Wow, that was it. There we go, got it. It's a nice brown box inside. And there we go. There's not tons of parts. So I think building airlines are very similar to building cars, I think, because you've got the same kind of skill set. You're going to work on getting like nice glossy finish and decals, that kind of stuff, but not tons of parts. So we pop this in the bag. We'll look at it in a minute. So your decals, clear parts of the windows, get a stand. Health and safety, and the instructions. There's like one bit of random plastic. Oh, that's free from the stand. Okay. So there's not going to be tons of stuff here to go for. It's basically just one piece of paper. So your front here is basically 737-800. Read the instructions, a little bit about the aircraft, the parts. So you basically got 5 sprue, well 6 including the stand. Then you have 2 options. You got it like on the gear down, basically on the ground, or you got it in flight on the stand. And going through here again, this is gonna be pretty simple stuff. You're basically gonna build the wings. You're gonna sandwich the 2 fuselage halves together with the clear parts to go from the inside for the windows. 10 grams of weight, nose weight. I'd probably add nose gear later once you've all painted it all. You got your horizontal stabilizers, your winglets. Start work on the engine down this side here. Main gear. Again, I'd add all this at the very end once it's completely built and painted. Otherwise, you're just going to break it off. And finally, if you're doing option 2, gear up and the stand. And then the decal markings. and paint colors to the bottom here, just by using Humbrol, but it's using generic colors like aluminum, gunmetal, and white, black, that kind of stuff. That is really it. So there's not much to it there. You see, the main thing building these guys is just the seam along the top here, just getting that nice and seamless using some filler and really taking your time to get that seam out. That's the key with building these guys. As you see it here, the difference between Zvezda and Rebelle. So Zvezda have the clear parts for the windows that go on the inside. Rebelle don't normally have any clear parts, they're just open windows. Now, typically with airliners in the airliner kind of community for building these is you just fill the windows and use decals. Now, these don't, you have the outline of the windows, but you actually have the windows themselves. But if you get aftermarket decals, normally you get like a long strip of windows. So you're typically going to fill these in and sand it flush and just use decals for both the cockpit and for the side window, the cabin windows. With these, well, normally how you do it, you use milliput, which is like a putty, and you roll sausages up and you stick them on the inside, push it through, and then once it's dry, you sand all the like the extra parts from the outside, and then it makes a nice smooth, seamless finish. With this, I understand, because you got the inserts, rather than wasting putty, you can just put the inserts on from the inside, glue it all in, and then from the outside, you're just going to put the putty from the outside, and then just stand it all back. So you got filled in all those windows. Is basically what you're going to do if you want to do it that way. Again, there's no interior. Some people do it a different way. Some people use no windows at all, and at the very end just take like micro crystal clear, which is like a clear PVA glue, and they just dip some in every window, like with a toothpick, and then it just dries clear like a window, like glass. You could do that. Actually, instead of that, I'll use well, I have this, which is way better. It's Mod Podge Super Gloss. That'll probably work really good too for these windows. If you want windows, I'm more of the old school kind of look, where I just like the decals instead, to be honest with you. All right, so that's that done. Let's look at the decals. Nice metallic parts, and nothing really much to talk about here, just your usual stuff. There's not really too much in the way of like airline markings for this one, but again, like I said, you can go online and get pretty much any airline you want, which I will do myself. I'll be going with a different airline when I do build this. Header windows, like I mentioned. So if you are going to use these, what I recommend is you probably want to paint the area around the windows first in the fuselage color, which most probably be white, and then put these in, and then obviously you glue it together, and then you can just mask up the whole line rather than masking each window individually, is probably what I'll do. So anyway, so the clear parts, nothing really to talk about there. Just so we have two. Some reason we have two front sections for the cockpit glass. I don't know why you get two, but anyway, so that's the parts, and then. Oh, we've got a few bits broken off, as you can see there. So we've got the winglets broken off. Make sure I don't lose any of this stuff. And let's look at these parts. Zoom in a little bit. So the RC144 scales, it's going to be 144 times smaller than the real thing. So in lengthwise, it's going to be touching around about just over 10.5 inches long. And looking good. Again, these are civil airliners, so they don't have tons of like rivets or anything on it, but hopefully you can see some detail on the light. Looking really good. Zoom out a touch. So that, again, that's your main fuselage sections. Then this is. Looks like we have a couple broken off, but we have a couple more winglets here too. So, just looking over here, it's look really crisp and clear. There's no flash or nothing like that. The gears looks really nice and crisp, and you got the wheels here. Again, nothing too much to talk about, but looking good. Okay, you got your engines and two parts for your horizontal stabilizers. pretty basic kind of molding for the fan blades and stuff. You can't get, as always with model kits, you can get aftermarket like photo etch and stuff. In this scale, again, I don't know if you necessarily ought to go down that route. But the front of the engines, you're going to paint metallic. Again, really nice and crisp, some nice detail in there. It's definitely going to pick up nice simple wash is going to pick out all this detail. A lot of people, like 99% of people I see online who build airliners do crisp factory finish, just no weathering at all. I don't think I could do that. Definitely want to add at least a wash, just pick out some of the these panel lines, and also potentially maybe a few little neat oils just to pick out some dirt underneath and stuff. And then finally, there's not much to talk about this one, but this is a wing spar, so the wings. Again, looking really nice. So the wingspan on this guy is going to be, so we said it, what, 10.5 inches long, so the wingspan is going to be just over 8.5 inches. Again, beautiful detail, very fine, catching the light. You can see hopefully all the panels, the lines, which are going to pick out the wash beautifully. And there's the top of the wings. Okay, and there you go. That's it. Quick and easy, not too much there, but they are really nice kits to build. One day I'll pull out one of my old Revell kits, like an Airbus A320 from my stash or something like that, and show you guys the difference. But these Zvezda kits are definitely, like I say, I think the Tamiya or Airliners, they're really nicely done, like nicely molded, nice and crisp, make for nice builds. And again, this guy isn't huge, so it's, it makes a nice little display piece, I think. If you want to go bigger, you can go with pretty much any kind of Boeing or Airbus your heart desires, pretty much they're available. But yeah, there you go. So again, that's the, let me get the box and show you guys one more time. This is Zvezda's 737-800, and I think it's model number, it's on the side, as far as 7019. Thanks for watching as always. I do intend to do this one's a full video build, so if you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing, and you get all notifications and stuff. It's totally free. You just get alerts and of my videos, and you can follow my channel. It really helps me in my channel, and I certainly appreciate it. So thanks as always. Until next time, goodbye.